What up, everybody? Metal Mania has officially hit the inline world, and I could not be more pumped about it. Check these things out. The new Kizer Element 2 frame. Now, I don't know a whole lot about the original Kizer Element 1 frame. I know that it was metal and that it had like an outer shell, like slider, grind plate things to it. I've never skated it. I've never actually even seen one in person. But from what I have seen, you know, screenshots and videos and stuff, they looked pretty cool and I'm sure they performed really well. But these just came out, and Gabe was lucky enough to get these into Thorough Shop before anybody else. I'm pretty sure that he's like one of the few shops in America that were able to get these things, because they haven't exactly like hit worldwide yet. But I managed to get my hands on him and I'm so pumped. Look at these things. They're so cool. The first thing that tipped me off was the H block. Look at this, it's massive. It's just this big, giant, aluminum, shiny, just beautiful H block. This is definitely more my personal preference for H block shape. Really deep, really wide. Makes it really easy for guys like me to cheat, because I suck at riding flat. But yeah, so I'm actually about to hit the skate park with my friend Peter, and I'm gonna give these things a test, and I'm gonna have some clips and stuff, and I'm gonna give some input on what I think and how they feel, and yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So a little bit of information about these, like spec wise. I don't exactly know how long they were. I held them up against my Sola frames, and like end axle to end axle, they're almost about the same as the 250 millimeter Sola frames. So they decided to keep these frames fairly short for what they are, which I kind of appreciate, because like I said in my previous video, I like to ride a smaller frame because I have a shorter foot, and it just it helps me be a lot quicker and more nimble on my feet. So that's what I like to go for. But unlike the first Element frame, what they did was they rockered the axles. So if you see here, this one is a little bit higher than this guy, and what that allows you to do is put bigger wheels on the outside and smaller ones on the inside. Or I guess you could just rocker them so you get that kind of hockey skate feel, which some people like. I don't know if I'm gonna do that, but I think the largest size you can go for is a 68/60 or 68/58. Like 68's on the outside, 60 on the inside. And since, you know, I'm sure everybody's seen that Sam Crofts edit where he's skating these, a lot of people have been doing the biggest wheel size possible. So Gabe and I said, screw that, and decided to go for the smallest wheel setup you can have, 65 on the outside and 57 on the inside. And plus, that gave me the opportunity to try out the Joe Atkinson Pro Go Project wheel and this new ground control 5792 wheels. So I got some really hard wheels there on the inside to help me with you know, not hanging up on stuff. So yeah, oh my God, I'm so pumped about this. I'm so happy that like more companies are getting on board with the full metal thing. So yeah, I'm just gonna set these guys up and get them on my skates, and I'll see you guys at the skate park. What up? So we're at the skate park, as you can see, and I got these guys like hooked up and ready to go. So we're just gonna see what these things are all about. Man, where to start with these frames? They are probably one of the most fun setups I've like ridden in a long time. Like, oh man, like the amount of speed you can carry with these things, and just like the amount of speed you can carry on your grinds. Like, as you know, while I was like doing some lines around the park, like in the bigger section with the fly box and the vert ramp and stuff, like, I didn't lose any momentum. You know, like I've ridden big wheel setups before, like the ground controls and stuff, and you know, like you can get a lot of speed on like a set of ground control bigs, but I think because these are metal and, you know, they just have a tight, like, you know, kind of connection with the bearings and such a good power transfer because of how stiff they are, there's no slack, there's no squish or like bend to them. These things just are so solid. And, you know, like I'd go up the box and come back down and lose no speed, go up the, you know, the vert wall and come back down, same amount of speed, hit a grind, like grind a quarter pipe, same amount of speed, because these H blocks are just so fast. These things are like lightning on rails. And, you know, come back in and like go up another quarter pipe and just not lose any speed. It was so cool. It was just so much fun to just power these things around a park. Like I'm blown away. I really am. Like wow. These aren't even my frames. Like I was kind of sent to demo these for Gabe. These are Gabe's frames. He bought them. And I kind of don't want to give them back. Like, I love these things. Like, oh man, these were so cool. So, a little bit about the frame and what they did with these and the H block. The H block is a cast aluminum. So, CNC'd is where they take like a solid block of material and they just kind of, you know, shave it out and router it out, and you know, they kind of cut it down to shape, and, you know, once you're done, you have the finished product. These, they took, you know, molten aluminum and poured it into a cast, and that's how they got the shape. What I noticed about these is they make a different sound than like the Sola frames do, and I don't know if it's because of the type of aluminum they used or if it's softer. It does feel a little softer, like the sidewalls here without the wheels in, there is a tiny bit of flex to them. With the Sola frames, there's like no flex at all. Those frames are crazy stiff. But it really doesn't, you know, affect your riding in any way. I didn't notice any difference in like, you know, like speed or power transfer or anything. Oh, and I have to correct myself about the wheel size. This is not the smallest setup. Actually, the smallest setup is like, it's like a 6254 or something. Like, actually, you know what? I'm gonna go figure this out. I have the bag, and on the bottom of the bag is a chart that shows you the sizes. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I was right, 6254. And see, you got your little chart there, which is super helpful actually, because if Gabe hadn't pointed this out, I probably wouldn't have seen it. Yeah, this is the bag they come in. It's very nice, you know. It's got all the wacky detailing that Kizer likes to go for. But yeah, I think where these frames really shine is in like a park setting, because, you know, with the riding flat and having a bigger wheel size, yeah, you can just generate a lot of speed, a lot of momentum, because with that much wheel and that big aluminum H block, you do have a little more weight under your feet. They're not heavy, but they're not like super light or anything. So you know, it kind of gives your feet a bit of like balance. What I noticed is like when I first got out there, the wheels were brand new, so they had that kind of shine over them, and they were a little slick, so I was kind of slipping around a little bit. But once they broke in after a little bit, I noticed just how stable these frames are, you know, like doing like, you know, tricks over the box and stuff. Like if your feet touched the ground, the frames would just pull you right into place. It was kind of like having skis on your feet, you know, just like long, stable. Like if you manage to make it around to your feet and you can like pull it in, like they'll just line you right up, and you know, you'll just keep going. Yeah, I was actually inspired to try a new trick because of how awesome these frames felt. I'll show you that clip right here, actually. I've never done that before. It was something that I had in my head for, you know, last week, that I, you know, was like, man, I wonder if I could like do that, like, you know, with the hand and everything. And then, you know, I was riding those frames around the park and they just felt so amazing that I kind of, you know, they kind of gave me the courage to really go for it. And it worked out. Like, you know, in the clip, you can see where my feet almost, like, it looks like they're not gonna come around, but as soon as I touched wheels, the frames just pulled me right back in and I was able to get out of it clean. Yeah, so I rode them on the vert ramp for a little bit, which was also a mind-blowing experience. I'll show you that here. Yeah, I never ride that thing. Like, I mean, I've messed with it before, but it's not really something that I have a lot of experience with. Vert ramps scare the crap out of me, but having these frames feel so stable, it actually made that vert ramp feel a lot more doable, you know? Like, it wasn't as scary as it had been, because, you know, I'm like an anti-rocker type of person, and you know, riding anti-rocker on a vert ramp is just absolutely terrifying. So I guess in short, these frames have kind of opened my eyes to the possibility of riding a flat setup with some really big wheels, because, you know, I've always really been an anti-rocker rider, but I'm not closed off to the idea of riding flat. It's just I haven't found too many frames that work for me, but I think I have with these. I think I'm pretty sold on the whole flat setup with these frames. So I know I gotta give them back to Gabe and stuff, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna get a pair of these. Like, they're about $100. I don't exactly know when they drop, like, you know, worldwide, and every shop will have them. But once they do, I think they're gonna sell out really fast, because I think Kizer really nailed it with these frames. I'd say my only criticism about these frames is the big, kind of crazy Kizer logo. It's just, you know, it's just kind of big and gaudy, and but that's like Kizer's thing. Like, a lot of their frames have been really wild color schemes, and, you know, like a lot of, you know, crazy detail and like stuff like that, and that's cool. You know, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people who love that and like aren't, you know, that have no issue with it. I mean, it's small. It's just petty. It's just me being like, I don't know, you know, but it definitely doesn't change the fact that these frames are freaking insane. These things are amazing. Like, I like these, and the Solas, like, are like like those are my frames right now. You know, like, I want to do a video about how the Solas function like on an actual street setup. Like you know, it's winter outside. I haven't been able to hit any street for a few months now, which is just heartbreaking. But I'd like to do a video where I ride the Solas, you know, on like a down rail or a ledge or whatever, you know, and then ride these things and yeah, see how they function. But as of now, from what I've seen, these for park, just, woo, man, these are crazy. So yeah, so as soon as these things drop, get your hands on them because I'm pretty sure they're gonna sell really fast, and just have a ball, man. These are, oof, man, these are awesome. Like I'm flabbergasted. I really don't have the words to explain how awesome it feels to ride these. So yeah, so that was my review on these. And you know, again, if you liked the video, hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't, whatever, it's okay, you're entitled to your opinion. But yeah, totally gonna keep coming out with videos. Thank you guys for your support on the last video. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate all of the subscriptions. I'm this close to getting 100 subscribers. Yay! So let's make that happen with this video. And yeah, just, you know, write in the comments what you thought, and if there's anything I can do to make these better. And yeah, just I'm gonna keep it coming as long as you guys keep watching. So thank you for, you know, watching, and get out there and do some shredding.